North Carolina from South Carolina, heading up towards Asheville. Let's see who all's here. Morning, Kelly. Kelly, you're in Florida. Did you watch the SpaceX launch last night? That was absolutely amazing. James and I were at the shop. We were working on my truck. I literally got home from a transport down in Miami that was supposed to be delivered in Jacksonville, but the guy couldn't find a place to park the boat. So sometime last night, I can't remember exactly what time it was, James was at the shop. He's like, dude, you got to come outside and look at this. So I was working on my truck and crawled out from underneath it to go see SpaceX literally going across the night sky. And it was perfectly clear outside. It was so cool. And I just finished watching the video. Which I'll have to attach to the description of this one. And it was really neat because they have all the telemetry and they show a split screen of the first stage, that's the stage that gets it off through the Earth's atmosphere. And then the second stage where it actually enters the Earth's orbit. So it's going from 10,000 kilometers per hour to 16,000. I mean, it's just insane the amount of speed this thing reaches as it enters the Earth's orbit. Totally cool. And then watching the first stage that has been gone up to space, delivered its payload, and then returned back 9 times, and it lands right on its pad. That's just unbelievable. It's just so cool that the technology can do that. It really, really is. But I wanted to do a live talk about SpaceX. I thought that was really cool. If anybody has ever watched that, leave a comment. I remember years ago, Mark Juris and I I believe we were in Maryland. I think we were in Maryland. And then, let's see. Yeah, they had an explosion and the entire thing exploded on the pad. What'd you say? Yep, everybody's forgotten me. Now that they got good shit. They got their queen wanted. And I haven't had any time. I've been so busy. It's been crazy. You see, I'm in my truck. I'm driving. I'm heading to North Carolina to pick up a boat. That's got to go all the way to. It's going all the way to Maine, and then dropping that boat off, turning back around, and heading south, picking up a boat in New York, New Jersey. That's got to go to Florida. Then I got to turn right back, go back to New York, New Jersey, pick up another boat, bring that down to Florida, and then finally I can rest a bit. Jay is in Washington State today. He left. He left a week ago. He left a week ago. Went up to New Jersey, picked up a boat, then drove. It should be before that. I don't know. We gotta talk to Sharon. I don't want to leave. I don't want to drive the ambulance and not get the chance to go through it and put new oil in it, change the rear end gear lube, and make sure that the wrap's been taken off of it. I want to see if I can get the wheels to clean up a little bit. There's things that I haven't been able to do since I've had absolutely a nightmare problems with my truck, all because of bad fuel and not getting the fuel filters changed on time. and that led me with a lot of problems with my truck. And that those days that I lost going to a dealership, 3 different dealerships, to remedy the problem. Y'all saw the fuel system that I created. That's made a big difference. Last night I had to go through and do even more work. Siding a garage. I'll watch. Oh yeah, have fun with that siding. Good to see you, Artie. It's just, I have been absolutely inundated with work. My landlord raised our rent rent was originally $1,400 a year ago. Then they raised it up to $1,800. Now they've raised it to $2,400 a month. And the worst part is, 2-3 years ago, that would have been no problem. But now fuel costs are rising. The insurance costs have gone through the roof. The availability of parts is almost nil. And then everybody and their grandmother that's lost a job thinks that they're a transporter. And, it takes about $8,000 a year in insurance to do this job. So it's just, it's a freaking nightmare. And to stay on top of it, to make money in this industry, we got to keep going. And I haven't had any time to work on my own boat, my own truck. And, shit's happened. So, it's running much better, getting better fuel mileage. I'm in the mountains getting 16.1 miles a gallon, but that's on the gauge here. I have a sneaky suspicion that I'm actually getting much better fuel mileage than what the gauge is telling me. So I'm driving it without running the fuel pump. Quite beautiful outside. Let's look at that. Up diesel particulate filter. The dealership can't get, when the dealership tells you it's going to be 2 or 3 weeks before they can get parts, or maybe a month, what do? You can't put your whole business on hold because the dealership can't get parts. Then they had a recall for the studs, the wheel studs. They got guys who are hauling equipment with these trucks, and the wheels just fall right off because the studs failed. How do you explain that to a customer? Well, I was just driving in my brand new truck and the wheel came off. That's insane. Thank God I got discount tire to re-torque and check everything and make sure my studs are good. I got a good healthy stud. That's been a blessing, really. But get everything done with the ambulance. We get that delivered to Florida. Just gotta wait on Sharon to get some time off. How do we do that? Add on. There we go. Kelly, you're not. We're heading to Asheville, North Carolina.